Welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Night Lights podcast, your go-to spot for all college football. Tonight on the show, we are doing college football and NFL. We have a lot to cover, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right in and start with our NFL, and we're going to talk about, is Shedeur Sanders the next franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? And I see the look on Bradley's face. He's got something he wants to say. Go ahead, take the floor. You can chime in first.
Well, first of all, and I hate to say this for Browns fans, that franchise is cursed. I don't care how you lay it down from, I'm not the youngest person, but I can remember the drive and Ernest Biner fumbling the ball at the goal line. They were on the verge of winning a championship, and had it not been for LeBron James winning it for the Cavaliers, that city would not have a championship. But no, I don't think he is. I was looking at stats today. He has the same stats as Dylan Gabriel. So that's your backup. And I don't think that this upcoming draft class is quarterback heavy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have Mendoza, you have Sayin, possibly. It's not really a big.
Sayin is already said he's coming back.
Okay, so he's coming back. Okay. So there's not really a lot of quarterbacks coming out of this draft. So the Browns may have to stick with it. But then again, they have a bunch of quarterbacks as it is. So who wouldn't be surprised if they don't draft another one? So,
Well, and the problem is they've already said once Mr. Watson comes back, he's going to be the starter.
Oh, God. Okay.
I don't know.
It's a mess.
I mean, you know what? Shedeur hasn't had a whole year. I'd give him a whole season and see what he could do.
Fair enough, but I agree with that. Fair enough. I agree. I would agree with that.
Here's the other thing I'm going to say. Give him a better offensive line.
Of course. That's what
I know we harp on Shedeur, but if you look at the film, he barely has time to throw the ball.
Well, and you look at the quarterbacks who, like the Sam Darnolds of the world and guys like that. When you get an offense, or Daniel Jones, I know he's out towards ACL, but look at guys like that get offensive lines, and wow, magically they're the quarterbacks we all thought they were going to be, because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
With the offensive line. You could have Brady or Montana or one of the greats. You don't have an offensive line, you're not going to win games. Plain and simple. That's the way it works in football, at any level for that matter. So, yeah, absolutely.
Next, yes, we will get to Kyler Murray, but we're going to talk about the embarrassment the Tennessee Titans put on the New Orleans Saints.
Well, as they say, anybody can on any given Sunday. So,
there's a reason we're highlighting this game now. The two quarterbacks, Tyler Shuck and Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I was not one of them. Everybody was on, Tyler Shuck, why did he go at the beginning of the second round in New Orleans? He's going to be a bust. Well, you wrote, as Geno Smith once said, they wrote, but I didn't write back. And that's what Tyler Shuck's proven right now. Oh, so you're going to call me a bust? I'm just going to go out here. And I didn't know this till today. He's 4-3 as a starter for the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
4 wins, 3 losses, and he's beaten Carolina twice and the Buccaneers once.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Again, just like we were just talking about earlier about Shedeur, why don't you give him a full season to be the starter before you call him a bust? It's kind of hard to call a guy a bust after 7 games. Give the kid a whole season. What do you have to lose in New Orleans anyway? I mean, What do you have to
Well,
lose?
and you know what? This is the other thing I find amusing about Tyler Shuck. You look at Chris Olave's numbers with Spencer Rattler at quarterback. Not very good. Look at his numbers with Tyler Shuck at quarterback. He's going to have almost 1,300 yards receiving. What does that tell you? Spencer Rattler, not a starting caliber quarterback.
Mm-mm.
Tyler Shuck, yeah, there's intangibles there for him to get better. And I think with a whole year,
he's a rookie, and he's got to be given the chance to be in the league for a full year. And we were just talking too, but about offensive lines. That's why Cam Ward's struggling. He doesn't have an offensive line in Tennessee.
No, and he's having to chuck. I mean, he did have his best game of his career this past week against New Orleans, but that New Orleans defense is a shell of its.
Oh, yeah, what it used to be. Absolutely.
Yeah, with Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, Demario Davis is still there. Cam Jordan's still there, but they're
and don't
they're well over third.
Who is the other defense on that they have that was drafted high and hasn't worked out? I forget the other defensive lineman that the Saints have. Hang on a minute. Let me look that up real quick.
But and then they have the interesting thing is, what do you do with Alvin Kamara in the offseason?
Oh, good.
His contract, unlike, and we could throw. We're going to talk about Kyler Murray if he should be traded. We could do the same thing with Tua, because I've seen some interesting things about Tua's contract.
Chase Young is what I'm thinking of, but he was highly drafted too, and it hasn't worked out for him either. So
no, but no, should the Saints trade Kamara, Cam Jordan, and Demario Davis in the offseason?
I think if you wanna start new, and again, what is it that they have to lose? They're last in the division as you are. The three teams above you. The Bucs will get better. Obviously, they're going to have to draft better defensive line. Carolina's on the rise, and that leaves the Falcons, who at the moment are an enigma. So
Atlanta's,
yeah, they're 50-50. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and the problem with Atlanta is people are talking about, Atlanta could look at quarterback in the draft.
Why? Because Penix got hurt. I don't get that. Their offense, you know what they need to do? Honestly, the one person that needs to leave Atlanta is Kyle Pitts. He needs, being a Florida Gator, he needs to leave Atlanta and go be somewhere that he can be used the right way. But anyway.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Everyone says, this is going to be the year Kyle Pitts breaks out.
Yeah. He broke out one game against the Buccaneers. That was it. That's the only game.
The rest of the season, he's been an after. Well, I mean, you've got Darnell Mooney, you've got Drake London.
Yeah, Drake London. Yeah, yep.
But now we're going to talk about two different quarterbacks. One being Tua, and if we think either Tua or Kyler's going to get traded, and some suitors for both of them. First of all, Tua, and I didn't know this. I knew Tua's contract was just ridiculous. But get this. So he's got a $39 million cap hit next year.
Ooh.
And if he's on the roster, I think it's post June 1st, he's got a $15 million roster bonus.
Wow. Okay.
And I added that up the other day. $54 million total.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if they trade him, yes, you lose that money, but then it goes into dead cap. But get this: if they cut Tua, they would be screwed. $99 million in dead cap.
Whew. And that's going to be hard to overcome in Miami.
Yeah. And Okay, so hypothetically, let's say Tua does get traded. Name me 3 teams that you think would be in the market to trade for Tua.
Well, the issue with him, Bud, is obviously concussions.
His contract.
It was and concussions. He's got concussion issues, and yes, his contract. So he's not going to go to a team that you're. And I haven't looked at it.
Here's who I've heard people throwing out the Jets
In the division. Wow, division opponent.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Aaron Glenn likes mobile quarterbacks.
Okay.
I mean, how mobile is Tua? He's not a Justin Fields.
No, and Justin hasn't done very well in that offense either in New York. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I mean, I guess that would – well, who needs a quarterback? I mean, if Kyler Murray gets traded, would you say Arizona? I mean, but Jacoby Brissett's a good –
Well, hypothetically, one of the one team that people were saying could work is the Cardinals. And you do a 1-for-1 swap. Kyler goes to Miami. Tua goes to Arizona. And I before I say what I want to say, you tell me if you think it would work.
Well, I mean, it worked with the Rams and the Lions trading Goff and Stafford. It worked out for both franchises that way. I don't know, honestly, if it would work that way because, I mean, Kyler doesn't want to be a football player. He wants to be a gamer. And then Tua's got injuries and a big contract. So I don't know if that would work, but honestly, I mean, could it happen? Absolutely. But the swap, I don't know. That's a good question, man. I don't know if that would work or not. So, but
well, and then the interesting point is, I was watching a video the other day of this guy talking about, if Kyler was to get traded, the only way he does is they think Arizona is going to fire Gannon and bring in a completely new staff.
Okay.
Which I haven't heard anything about Jonathan Gannon being on the
hot seat.
No. Mike McDaniel, that's a whole different.
He's getting walking papers at the end of the season. There's no doubt about that. He's gone. He's going to get his pink slip handed to him on the last game. I think they play the Patriots. I think that's who they end the season with. At home, I think against the Pats. So
and this guy I was watching, he's like, the only way Kyler stays in Arizona is if they get a new regime there. And the coaches and the GM, if they don't keep the GM they have, but basically the coaches, he said the only way Kyler stays is if the coaches absolutely say, yes, this is our guy at quarterback. We don't need to draft one. We don't need to go out and trade for one. But
I mean, if they're going to bring in a new GM and a new coaching staff, I guess to me, honestly, I think you should have been a baseball player. Sorry, Kyler. I think you should have went to baseball.
I agree.
He had the chance to be a baseball player. You should have went to the MLB. I'm just saying out loud.
1,000% agree.
So
we're saying this stuff out loud that you're not supposed to say out loud.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, Kyler. You would have been a way better baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get to talking about the Raiders, give me 3 candidates you think the Titans should interview for their head coaching vacancy. And tell me the next 3 head coaches in the NFL to get the pink slip.
Well, definitely Mike McDaniel is one of them.
And I'll tell you, and I'll say yes or no.
Mike McDaniel is definitely one of them. He's going to get his walking papers.
Yes. Raheem Morris?
Yes. Yeah. If Arthur Blank does not fire him, they'll burn that city to the ground. They're passionate Falcon fans in that city. They'll burn that city to the ground if they don't fire Raheem Morris. I watch a guy on YouTube who is a diehard, Georgia boy, African American, but Georgia boy to the core, and he wants Raheem gone. He wants the offensive coordinator gone in Atlanta. So I wouldn't be surprised if, yes, I see Raheem Morris, Mike McDaniel. I'm trying to think of anyone else who I could think of that would be
Mike Tomlin.
No, I can't.
Well, okay, let me preference this. Not fired, but with Mike Tomlin, do you think the Steelers would decide to?
I think.
Do you think the Steelers would decide to part ways with Mike Tomlin? Because I've heard that being thrown out as, the Steelers could decide to part ways with him at the end of the season and go in a different direction.
I just can't see that. He's got another winning season. They're going to make the postseason. How do you part ways? I mean, he hasn't had a losing season as a coach. I mean, I don't know how you can do that. I mean, I don't know how you. I mean, yes, could they pull the trigger? Absolutely. I just don't see how.
Problem is, if they do part ways with Tomlin, the entire NFL is going to line up and interview Tomlin.
Oh no, if he gets fired, he'll get a head coaching job like that. There'll be teams out there that'll go, oh hey, he's free. Hey Mike, come over here and spread your magic that you can't have a losing season. Come, but the Steelers don't
come to Tampa. Come to Tampa.
That would be fine. He was an assistant here under Tony Dungy, so that's fine. Come back home, Mike.
Well, and you know what I've heard, the name I've heard if the Bucks get rid of Bowles? Belichick.
Ooh. Well, he needs to get out of college football. I'm sorry. He needs to get out of college football. He has got that mess in North Carolina. He needs to get out of football.
It's not on our notes, but we can talk about North Carolina when we get to the college football part.
I mean, that wouldn't be surprising, but I would more go, and I don't know why. I don't know if the Glazers would do this, but bring back John Gruden. That would be my.
That's another name I've heard, and then I saw a picture the other day online, and again, how much do we believe it? It was a picture of, I think it was Derek Cutter, and they said, "Oh, would Buccaneers fans like this? Derek Cutter as the head coach, because he really never got an opportunity. They hired him, they promoted him to head coach, and he was there for maybe a year."
I think he had 2 years because he was good with Jameis Winston at the time. I think but he wasn't given he wasn't really given a lot of the weapons that Bruce Arians and stuff had too. So, yeah.
Yeah. They said Cutter as the head coach, and then there was a picture of, I would assume, maybe Raheem Morris as the defensive coordinator.
Well, you're bringing back a lot of old Bucks. Bucks coaches back. Wow. Okay.
I mean, Raheem was a really good defensive coordinator with the Rams.
He was, and that's why he got the job in Atlanta. But yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be a shocker to me if that was the case. I'm trying to think of any. See, that's the whole thing. I know people are like, oh, well, go get one of the college coaches. Sometimes college coaches don't want to leave to come to the NFL, and it doesn't work.
Well, back to the Titans. Back to the Titans. 3 candidates for their job, head coaching job.
Oh wow. I would say Brian Dable, but I don't think that they would bring him back with all the stuff he had in with the Giants. I don't think.
Well, and there's talk he might be the next OC at Ohio State.
Oh, because Hartline is coming to USF. I don't know. 3 coaching got for the Tennessee Titans. Well, first of all, no offense, but I'm happy that he's in New England. Mike Vrabel never should have gotten fired in Tennessee, but hey, that's okay. He's doing well in New England. I don't know, but I don't really know of any. Who do you have as your three?
I would say, and this guy's going to get a lot of looks. Jeff Hafley, the defense coordinator for the Packers.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay.
Joe Brady, who was thrown around for a lot of jobs in college.
I was gonna say Joe. Yes, I've heard that name a lot. Yeah. Yep.
And then this is third one's a wild card. Brian Kelly.
Maybe because he was Brian Kelly was what? Oh, the coach at LSU. I'm thinking of the other. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay.
I mean, you could throw Chip Kelly in there, maybe.
That's who I thought. Yeah, I was going to say Chip Kelly. He's had his opportunity as a head coach, so.
Would you put Jeff Hafley on your list?
Definitely.
And then Joe Brady?
I would say those two. I mean, Joe's been talked about a lot in college, but maybe he takes that next step and goes to the pro level. So, yeah.
Now we have an interesting topic. Should the Raiders cut/trade Geno Smith and draft a quarterback? Because I've heard that it's easy for them to cut Geno. It's easy for them to cut Geno and not carry any dead cap.
Well, obviously, if you look, obviously, it hasn't worked out for the Raiders. It's interesting to see because Tom is a minority owner. And they bring back why is his name escaping me?
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll is their head coach, and it just didn't work. It did not work, and I don't know if Pete's on a short leash. I don't think so.
No.
But in my notes, but I have 3 reasons why they could trade him or keep him. So if you trade him or you cut him, however you want to say it, they could go draft a quarterback that could be the future franchise. If they do that, they do trade him, they'll get a high draft pick value for him. And then that would, of course, like you said earlier, it will open up cap space if the trade happens.
Well, I'm going to throw out this name.
Okay.
Because he might get cut from the 49ers, Brandon Ayuk. And there's been rumors that way back before this whole contract dispute and his guaranteed money getting voided by the 49ers, that he wanted to go to he wanted to go to Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, if that's something but they can add that weapon for Geno Smith, then I mean that's the whole thing. That's why Tom left New England, is because there were no weapons there. And if your quarterback has no weapons, it's hard for them to win football games. That's plain and simple. So yeah. If he wants to go to Vegas and play with Geno or the next quarterback, he'll be.
Well, my thing is the Raiders really don't. I don't count Trey Tucker as a number 1 receiver. Dante Thornton and Jack Besh, they're both rookies, and the jury's still out on them. The only real targets they have, receiver-wise, are like Ashton Genty, who I think he's officially arrived.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
After the game he had last week.
What do you have? Didn't he have 1 long rushing touchdown and 1 long receiving touchdown, right? And
yep.
Yeah.
The NFL is not ready for Ashton Genty.
No, I'm just happy that he wasn't at Boise State when he was beat in week 1 of the college football season this year. But Yeah.
Well, and then of course we know they've got one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I don't use this word. To me, Brock Bowers is a unicorn.
Well, let me ask you this question, but would you compare him to a Tony Gonzalez or a Gronkowski or
Yes.
somebody along those lines that was not only could he block, he could also receive. It's like a catcher. You in baseball, you either have a catcher that's great defensively or one that can hit. If you can find one that does both, it's a unicorn or an enigma. So I think that's what you have in Brock Bowers. He's a good blocking tight end, but he's also a great receiving tight end. That's a Gronkowski. That's a Tony Gonzalez. Antonio Gates is another one you can throw out there as well. Those are good enigmas on the team.
I would say this: Kelsey is not in that role.
I think what Kelsey is father
He
time.
doesn't block.
Would you consider the kid in San Francisco?
Kittle?
George Kittle. Would you put Kittle in that category? Okay.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to line up against George Kittle and try to.
I don't think I want to meet George Kittle in a dark alley. I know he's on the Little Caesars commercials, but I don't think I want to meet him in a dark alley. So yeah,
no,
I agree with you on that.
There's very few NFL guys that want to meet in a dark alley.
Yeah.
Max Crosby's definitely one of them that I would not.
No. That's he's a defensive lineman. I don't think I'd want to go toe to toe with him either. Nope.
Same with Vita Vea or Tristan Wirfs.
Vita Vea will squish you to death, and yeah, Tristan Wirfs, the dude can jump out of a pool. Jump out of a pool.
I'll say this: I'd rather have both of them on my side.
Yes,
going into a dark alley.
The Buccaneers have Vita Vea and Wirfs on their team, so yeah. So
if I could assemble a team of guys that I want to go into a dark alley with, and you could do yours, my 5 would be Tristan Wirfs, Vita Vea, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa.
Okay.
No Buckeye biased at all. I know people are going to say, oh, that's the Ohio State bias coming out of you. No. It's just I trust a guy like Nick Bosa. And then the 5th one, give me Brock Bowers.
I don't think I'd take a different 5. I really don't. I don't think I would take a different 5 at all.
Well, and then, you know what? Throw a bonus one in there. William the Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah, if you want to go, well, you could throw Mike Singletary into that conversation too, as far as going back old school wise. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, give me your 3 candidates for the New York Giants head coach opening.
Okay, I got 3. I'll give you my 3. And this one might be, I'm going to start crazy. Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame. Again, they're the ones
I have heard from somebody that used to play at Notre Dame and they played for the Giants. Oh, I think it was Golden Tate. Golden Tate said, you know what? That's possible, but I don't know if Marcus Freeman would consider leaving Notre Dame for the NFL. But you never know.
No, you don't. Steve Spagnuolo, the DC for the
Chiefs. He's got to be a head coach at some point.
And then I would go as far as, this might sound really even crazy. How about John Harbaugh leaving the Ravens to become the new head coach with the Giants?
Okay, so that's your 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's your 3. My 3. Number 3 is Joe Brady.
Okay.
Number 2, and this guy's name's been thrown around. Somebody said, "Oh, this guy is being talked about for a head coach." Matt Nagy.
Okay.
Why? That's my question. Why? You saw what he did in Chicago. Number one, and the most likely, they probably just promote Mike Kafka to the head coach.
He was on my list too, buddy. Yeah, the interim coach. Yeah. Yep.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to college football and we are going to pull up the transfer portal and make predictions on where we think all the quarterbacks are going to end up transferring to. And there's a new addition as of today, Byron Brown.
Yeah, that's a hard pill for me to swallow.
Me too.
Good idea of where I think he's going to go. So
I think we both know where he's going to go.
9 times out of 10, it's going to be Auburn. I that's just my guesstimation. So that's what I would guess, that he go to Auburn and be the quarterback for Alex Golish for the Tigers. So,
well, we're going to pull that up right now. Let's see here. 2026 transfer portal. And get rid of that. So we start with former Florida State quarterback Brock Glenn. Where do you think he's going to end up transferring to? And this time, it's not going to be 3 schools. We're going to pick one school, and both of us are going to pick one school. So where do you think he transfers to? Group of 5, or do you think he stays in the Power 4?
See, so you said by the looks of it, he's rated a 4-star. Is that what he's rated as?
4-star transfer portal quarterback, according to these. But
I can't see him going. I can't see him leaving the Power 4. But then again, if he does go somewhere, you know what? How about USF? I mean, I don't know. I know that's not what they want to do, and we'll find out what Coach Hartline wants to do. But I wouldn't be shocked. Or you know what? How about he trades colors and goes to Florida? trades addresses and moves from Tallahassee to Gainesville, because they don't have a quarterback either. Lagway's gone. So,
well, what about Tramal? Is it Tramal Jones?
It's either Jones, next quarterback up for.
He was a redshirt freshman this year.
Because Brocklin Hewitt is the quarterback of the future, I think, at USF. And I think Hartline might go with him unless they bring someone in. Either they recruit somebody or transfer somebody. So we'll see.
So you're saying Brocklin to Florida?
I'll say Florida, yeah.
I'm going to say Brocklin goes to Kennesaw State.
Okay.
And there's one reason. You see the third guy on the list?
Amari Odom. Uh-huh.
He's in the portal from Kennesaw State. And their other QB is in the portal too. Now we get to Kirk Francis, who I guess going into the year at Tulsa was the starting quarterback, but he lost the starting job to a freshman. Where do you think he ends up transferring to?
I think he stays, Bud, in the he won't go. I don't think he'll go to the Power 4.
And he's a 0-star transfer portal recruit.
Yeah, it's hard to say with him, because again, he was a starter. He lost his starting job. I don't know, Tulane, somebody within the American would be my guess on him.
I'm gonna say he goes to James Madison.
Okay.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we could be both of us could be.
Yeah.
Amari Odom led Kennesaw State to, and Bradley and I will admit, we didn't think Kennesaw State was going to win 10 games this year.
No, I think we both predicted him to win under 10 this year.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
We absolutely did. But Amari Odom is the reason they won the CUSA and they made a bowl game. Now, he's a 0-star transfer recruit in the portal. Where does he end up going? Could he go back to Kennesaw State?
He could. Is he a mobile quarterback? Is he a running style quarterback? Or
yes, he's a dual threat quarterback.
Dual threat. I'm gonna go out on a major limb and say Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. Unless the Volunteers have their quarterback already, but that's just my guess.
Ooh.
Somewhere where he can be used, in Heupel, somebody like that kind of offense, or maybe even Auburn under Coach Golish. So yeah.
Well, I'm going to throw a link. So, and I didn't lead off our college football segment with this, but North Carolina's new OC is Bobby Petrino.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Belichick, and I know they still have Gio Lopez, but we saw Gio Lopez last year. He was not, and you can agree with me on this, he was not very good.
No.
Could Belichick give a good old call to Mr. Amari Odom and say, hello, this is Coach Belichick at North Carolina. Amari, would you like to come to North Carolina and be the starting quarterback?
In Chapel Hill?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chapel Bill gets his quarterback.
Yep.
Marcus DeValley.
Was he the backup in Nebraska, Bud, this year? Is that why he's transferring?
Well, he's not the only Nebraska quarterback transferring. Rayola's in the portal, too.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was leaving. Okay.
Where do we think Mr. Marcos ends up going?
Well, being the fact that the Florida State Seminoles seem to bring in guys that are on the last leg of their, eligibility, why not? I'll say FSU. I'll throw that one out there.
I'll say FSU as well. Banks Bowen. Oklahoma State. But where do you think? Does he stay in the Big 12?
Is there anyone but in the conference that in the Big 12 that needs a quarterback? Is there anyone, a senior or someone
Baylor?
graduating in the Big 12? I mean,
Baylor?
UCF maybe?
Yeah, they're losing Taven Jackson and Jakari Brown.
I'd say UCF. Why not?
I'd say.
Cost?
Okay, so you said UCF.
Mm-hmm.
What about Baylor? Warrior
again,
Robertson's gone.
Stay in the Big 12? Yeah, why not?
Bryce Baker, North Carolina. I've watched tape on the kid. He's got a lot of upside. He needs to go somewhere where he can be coached and developed and taught right from wrong when it comes to, because some of his tape I've watched, because he barely played at North Carolina, obviously because they had Gio Lopez and Max Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, like I said, he didn't play a lot, so I watched his high school tape. He had some good throws, but he also had some throws where he just alligator armed it or just overthrew a receiver by 5 to 10 yards.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not good.
So, with that being said, where would be a good place for him to go that he could get coached up and developed?
Coach, he's got to go to some place that. How would it be crazy to say Clemson? under Dabo? I mean, would it be crazy to stay in the ACC? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't or NC State. I don't know if NC State needs a quarterback. So
I think CJ Bailey. He hasn't made his mind up yet, but it sounds like CJ Bailey
because I think they're
might.
playing NC State. I think is playing in the Gasparilla Bowl, which I think is coming up in the next couple of days.
No, it was the other day, and they demolished whoever they played.
Okay, all right.
But CJ Bailey hasn't made his mind up yet, but there's a good chance he's going to be in the portal. So, I mean, I could see, but that would be a kick in the tail for North Carolina then.
To lose to get him to NC State? Yeah.
Yeah. So is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm going to go in. I would hate to see him change from Chapel Hill to, I think, where is NC State? Durham?
Raleigh.
Yeah. Is it Raleigh? That's right. It's Raleigh. I'm sorry. It's Raleigh. Yeah. Okay.
I am going to say he goes to the Big Ten and he goes to UCLA with Bob Chesney.
Okay.
Because they're losing Nico. Nico, who knows where Nico's going to end up? Now we get to the one that hurts us both. Byron Brown.
I'm just going to start saying this. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch that young man grow the last 3 seasons with the Bulls. And every year he seems to have gotten better and better. He's a graduate. He did graduate from USF, guys. He got his degree with USF. He has a year of eligibility because he was redshirted. It's Auburn. If it's not Auburn, I don't know where else it would be. He's going to go with Coach Golish. I can't see any other way. Where else would he go? I mean, FSU? He would help it. How about Florida? Come to Florida. Byron, come to Florida. Be a Gator. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I'd say it's Auburn by a long shot, but that's just me. So.
Okay. Well, there's a reason I'm laughing. I'm not going to say Auburn. I'm not going to say the Gators. Tennessee.
That would be a nightmare situation, but yes. Josh Heupel would love to have him because I know that's the style of
that would be death by 1,000 cuts for the SEC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, again, that's the style of offense that Golish runs at Auburn. He learned from Heupel, so why not? Yeah. If he doesn't go to Auburn, he's going to go to Tennessee. Those would be the 2 teams I think have the highest chance of getting him.
Oh. Hello, old friend. Aaron Nolan. Before we decide where he's going to go, Aaron Nolan, if you're watching this, why did you leave Ohio State and go to South Carolina? You knew, I understand why you left Ohio State, but why go to South Carolina? You sat on the bench all year behind Lenore Sellers, who's coming back next year. With that being said, where do you think Aaron Nolan transfers to?
Florida. You're going to stay in the SEC. Yeah.
Clemson?
That would hurt South Carolina badly.
At this point, I don't think they care because he didn't.
No, they don't. They don't care about stuff like that. But yeah, no, that wouldn't be surprising.
I mean, that would be. I'm going to say this. That would be petty.
Absolutely, it would be. Absolutely, hands down.
It'd be the most petty move ever because he'd be like, "Look, I didn't start at South Carolina, and now I have a chance to start at Clemson. Hey, South Carolina." And he goes out, he does go to Clemson, and he balls out. He makes South Carolina look
bad. Yep.
Real bad. And says, oh, maybe maybe we should have kept you over keeping Lenore Sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Memphis, AJ Hill. Where do you think he goes?
Now they lost their head coach, right? He's going on to a new school, right? Memphis is
Yes,
coach.
he's going to Arkansas.
I'd say he follows his coach.
Problem is, Taylor Green's still there. Does Taylor Green then go into the portal?
It's a possibility if you have someone, if AJ Hill's coming over with his coach, or you know what, bud, you bring him over and you have them battle out in the spring and see who wins the spot at that point.
I can see AJ Hill maybe, and this is going to sound crazy, going to Power 4, not to the SEC, going to the ACC, and going to Virginia.
Okay.
And here, Tony Elliott found something in Chandler Morris this year. Do you think he could do the same thing with a guy like AJ Hill?
Why not? Why not?
Jax Brown at Arkansas State.
And real quick, they screwed up the whole football playoff. So thank you, Virginia, for screwing that up. But anyway, all right, go ahead. Jax Brown, you said?
Yes. Where do you think he ends up?
So he's with New Mexico. Is that who he's with now? Or was
Arkansas State.
Arkansas State. Okay. And Arkansas State is what conference are they in?
Sun Belt.
Okay. I got to see Old Dominion beat up USF at the Cure Bowl last week.
Could you see him going to ODU?
They have a good quarterback. They have two good quarterbacks at ODU. So
no, Colton Joseph's in the portal.
Is he? Okay. Well, yeah, maybe he does go to ODU at that point then. Yeah.
I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to say Old Dominion.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here's another guy, Ashton Daniels. Where do you think Ashton Daniels is?
Who's you were talking about cuts deep, but wouldn't it be shocking if he goes to Tuscaloosa? Changes.
I don't see that happening for one reason.
Okay.
Keelan Russell
is the starting quarterback for Alabama
next year, probably.
Okay.
Unless they decide to go the portal route, then maybe I can see Ashton Daniels going there.
Well, that would be a deep cut. Deep cut.
Oh, it would.
To Auburn, to Tuscaloosa.
And people would say, oh, was he a double agent for Alabama?
That's what I mean. If I'm Alabama, I'm like, dude, come here. We can give us insight how to beat them. Oh, they did beat them in the Iron Bowl, but still, yeah.
He's not the problem is he's not the only Auburn quarterback that's supposedly in the portal.
The portal.
Jackson Arnold is back in the portal.
What's going on at Auburn? Oh, that's right, new head coach. Never mind. That's why Byram's going to Auburn. They don't have a quarterback.
Braden Locke was at Arizona. Where do you think he ends up? And I'm going to say this, Ashton Daniels, it's either going to be Alabama or what about Texas Tech?
Texas Tech, again, they talk a lot of crap.
They're a sleeping giant.
They got a big game coming up against Oregon, so we'll talk about that later. But Brandon Locke.
Braden Locke, he was at Wisconsin. Now he was at Arizona this year.
I would say Arizona State. I don't think he goes to Arizona State though. And Arizona's what? Is Arizona in the Big 12 or are they in the Big 10? Which division?
Big 12.
Big 12. How about Houston? I don't know if Houston even needs a quarterback. How about Houston?
I I'm gonna say this. What about going to the new Pac-12 and going to Hawaii?
Okay. Okay.
Well, no,
Okay.
Hawaii's Mountain West.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I don't think Hawaii's joined the new pack.
That's my fault, everybody. Hawaii, but Brady Lock to Hawaii. Rocco Beck.
Son of Anthony Beck, who the former tight end for the Buccaneers. They were talking about him on the radio this morning. They were hoping he'd come to USF. I don't think so. He grew up in Tampa. What I heard this morning is Penn State. That was what I heard this morning. I don't know how true that is, but it's an outside chance that.
Well, not for him, but another guy we might talk about. I've heard might go back to Penn State. There was at Penn State previously. Rocco Beck to Texas Tech, maybe.
Okay. Staying in the same.
Joey McGuire could bring out the
money.
Bring out the checkbook. Where are you gonna say?
I'll go. Yeah,
Florida State?
I'll take Texas Tech too. I think he stays within the conference, and he's going to stick it to Iowa State. But yeah,
Jaden King, quarterback, Florida State.
Well, the Noles don't have a quarterback. You know what? I say he stays. I don't know why. Florida State needs a quarterback, obviously.
I'm saying he stays too. David McComb
of the Kansas Jayhawks.
I'm saying he stays.
Me too. I think as you get down this list,
they're losing Jalen Daniels.
Okay.
Luke Kromenhoek
from
Mississippi State.
He
was, I think at one point, he was a Florida State recruit.
Maybe he goes back to FSU?
Maybe. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Send it back to FSU. Josh Hoover, TCU. Michigan? Because they might lose Bryce Underwood.
Yeah. Well, they're going to get a new coach too with that whole mess in Michigan.
Which we're going to talk about Michigan in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. The whole Byron Brown thing, that's X'd out because we just saw him in the portal, so that's gone. Hoover, where did you say? Michigan. Yeah, I can see him going to Bo Papula. I've heard him, and I haven't seen his Twitter, but people are saying, look at Bo Papula's Twitter. He's got his Penn State picture back on there, and his background is Penn State again.
Nittany Lions.
If that doesn't give it away, then what does?
Yeah, exactly.
I absolutely can see him going back to Penn State. He should have never left Penn State.
Correct.
They let the wrong quarterback, and I think both of us said this before the season. When we were previewing everybody's quarterback room, and we got to Missouri, it was either me or you that said that Penn State let the wrong quarterback go.
Yes. Yep, I agree with that.
Papula, and I think we're both unanimously going to say Papula back to Penn State.
Yes. I would say yes to that.
EJ Collison, Oregon State.
Would it be a long shot to say Oregon?
Oh no, that's not Oregon State. That looks like
I don't think that's the Beavers, right?
No, that looks like Illinois State, maybe? The
So
Redbirds?
do you think he stays, or is that Miami of Ohio?
No, that's Illinois State.
Illinois State. Okay.
That's FCS.
That's FCS. Yeah, that I'm not sure because the FCS quarterbacks are really, really hard to.
Washington State?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Washington State. What about you?
Yeah, I'll take Washington State.
Back to our communities who are raising their families here. As for the DOJ, it maintains ICE provides
Justin Martin, Maryland.
migrants once they enter ICE custody.
Do you think, but he stays in Maryland, or do you think he goes elsewhere?
I think he's going to transfer because Malik Washington's the starter at Maryland.
Oh, okay. Okay.
UCLA?
There you go.
That's what I'm going with. I don't know about you.
Yeah, the Bruins.
Yeah. EJ. I'm just going to call him EJ.
He's with Cal currently.
Yeah. And
Stanford?
they've got a new head coach. And they're I can see JKS staying at Cal and him.
At Cal? Okay.
Not him, but the other kid. The kid that was the starter this year.
Oh, I got you.
Stanford?
I was gonna. That's what I said. I said Stanford. Being that that's kind of Cal's rival, I wouldn't be surprised if he went somewhere like that. That is a rival of Cal or somebody like that. Yeah.
Colin Hurley, LSU.
Ooh. Well, LSU.
Michigan State.
You don't think he stays with Kiffin? Being there now?
No, I think Kiffin's going to try to get once Ole Miss season's over. I think Kiffin's going to try to get Chambliss or Simmons to come to LSU.
From LSU or from Ole Miss?
Ole Miss, yeah. Hurley, I'm going to say, you know what? I said Michigan State. I'm going to change that. Give me Syracuse.
Okay, the orange. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Who are you?
That. I like that. I like the orange. That's fine.
Jake Merkeling
from the Tennessee.
From Tennessee. I think I know why he's transferring. They've got George McIntyre, and I think this kid was third string.
Okay.
Could you see him staying in the SEC? Florida?
I was gonna say Florida or
Vandy?
Vanderbilt, or I was even gonna say, even go on a limb, bud, and say if Kiffin gets one of those quarterbacks, how about Ole Miss?
I know Missouri's got Zollers, but do you really want Zollers starting a whole year? What about Missouri?
Could be.
Because Missouri just took the Michigan offensive coordinator, Chip Lindsey.
Okay. As their new OC?
Yep. And so I can see him going to Missouri. Dalton Anderson, Washington State.
Washington State? Washington State's what? They're one of the two remain. Are they the two teams that are in the Pac-12?
They're going to be in the new Pac-12.
UCLA. I mean, I don't know if he would trade.
The Crimson and White.
Yeah, I mean, maybe possibly
Purdue.
Okay. Big 12 or Big 10.
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
We got two more, and then we're gonna get to the next thing. Garrett Rangel, Virginia Tech. I have a theory behind this.
Okay.
Do you think James Franklin is
Gets
going to
in.
try? I know we talked about Pabula back to Penn State.
Right.
Could you see a avenue or a way where Penn State doesn't want Pabula back, and Franklin calls him up and says, "Come to Virginia Tech,"
Yeah. Absolutely.
and then this kid goes to Penn State, maybe?
Yeah. Back to yeah.
So Rangel to Penn State, swapped for Pabula.
Correct.
And then the last one is Elijah Ohike. I'm
Wake-
pretty sure.
Wake Forest.
Yeah. I want to say Duke, but they've got Darian Mensah back.
North Carolina.
North. Would he do that? Isn't that one of Wake's rivals?
Same
Or am I
conference.
thinking of? Well, am I thinking of Duke? What's the tobacco?
It's North Carolina. That's their rival.
So no, I can't see North Carolina. I'm going to say this. What about the group of 5 and going to like a Texas State?
Okay.
I'm going to say Texas State. What's your team?
I'm going to say North Carolina. I know it's in I think Wake is in the state of North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So
It is.
I'll say NC.
Okay. And now we go from that, ladies and gentlemen, to game picks for bowl season. Let me just pull it up. College football. I'm pulling it up right now. Give me a minute, ladies and gentlemen. While I'm doing that, let Bradley tell you about where he was last week.
I was at the Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida to watch USF play Old Dominion, and I have to say that it was the worst game I saw USF play all season. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Old Dominion played to win. They were the better team, more confident team. And our interim coach was not prepared for a game like that. So I give Old Dominion a lot of credit. They deserved to win. The Sun Belt did a good job. So that's where I was last week. And I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward, of course, to Brian Hartline being our next head coach. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to in a couple months in the spring to see how he does at the spring game.
Obviously, we're not going to get any game picks from the games that just happened. But I think we can start with on Wednesday. In the Hawaii Bowl, we've got Cal and Hawaii. Who are you picking to win?
Give me the home team.
I'm also going to take Hawaii. Friday, we've got Central Michigan and oh boy, and there's that gnat that just it's not Iowa, ladies and gentlemen. Bradley, who is it? It's Central Michigan and why is the name slipping my mind? Pat Fitzgerald used to coach there. Northwestern.
Oh, Northwestern.
The games above Sports Bowl.
Give me Northwestern. What the heck? Give me
Northwestern. New Mexico and Minnesota in the Rate Bowl.
I think the row the boat days are coming to an end. Give me New Mexico.
the most 7-5 team in college football. The 7-5 PJ Flex. Give me New Mexico. FIU, UTSA in the Serve Pro First Responders Bowl in Dallas, Texas at Gerald J. Ford Stadium.
Give me the Real Runners. UTSA.
You know what? Give me Willie Simmons in FIU. Was FIU another team that we said wouldn't win more than 5 games?
Mm-hmm. I believe they were.
Well, we just got proved wrong again. We've got the Go Bowling Military Bowl, East Carolina against Pitt. This is gonna be a good game.
Yep. Two good teams. Give me Pitt. I have a lot of friends that are Pitt Panther fans, and I hate to pick against the American, but give me Pitt.
Give me Pitt. Ugh, Penn State and Clemson in the the Bad Boy Moore's Pinstripe Bowl.
It's in the Yankee Stadium, is it not?
Yeah. Over unders. The total is 48.5.
Give me the Tigers.
Sorry, Big Ten. Give me Clemson. I can never pick Penn State. I think we've both learned our lesson picking Penn State this year. Ooh, interesting bowl game here. The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Army and UConn.
I was very disappointed in Army losing to Navy. I had Army winning that game. I think they beat UConn though. I'll take the Black Knights.
You know what? Before I make my pick, look at the UConn quarterback. Look at his stats. 3,400 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 1
interception.
And that's crazy. One interception all year. With that being said, though, I don't like picking against the American. Give me UConn. Oh boy. The only bowl game with a live mascot. The Pop-Tarts Bowl.
And
Georgia
the winner gets Pop-Tarts, gets their own Pop-Tart. So that's one of the benefits winning that bowl game. So
BYU, Georgia Tech.
Ooh, another two good teams. Give me the Yellow Jackets. I know BYU's been playing good, but they got hammered in that championship game by Texas Tech. I know they'll probably bounce back, but I'll take Georgia Tech.
I'll take Georgia Tech too, going for their 10th win. Miami of Ohio and Fresno State in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl.
I have a friend that's a photographer on the staff for the Red Hawks. Give me Miami of Ohio.
Give me Miami of Ohio as well. North Texas and San Diego State in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl.
Give me North Texas. I saw them play good football, but they were nowhere to be found in the championship game in the American. So Tulane, took them to the whooping shed. So, but I'll take the Mean Green.
Give me the Mean Green. Virginia and Missouri in the TexLayer Gator Bowl.
Cavaliers. I hate to play against the SEC, but
hey, there's your kryptonite.
Yeah. I had Missouri winning the SEC last year, and that didn't work out too well for me. So,
give me Virginia and Tony. Somehow I saved my job, Elliot. LSU and Houston in the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Home game for Houston.
I'll take the Tigers anyway because I'm an SEC guy, so give me LSU.
I'd love to take Houston, but I'm also going to go LSU. December 29th, we've got App State. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh. I feel bad for whoever's going to watch this game on Monday. App State and Georgia Southern in the Birmingham Bowl. 6-6 against 5-7.
Give me App State.
Give me App State. As a matter of fact, isn't that where we're going in 2027?
I believe it is. Yeah.
On Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m., we've got the 6-6 Coastal Carolina Chanticleers and the 7-5 Louisiana Tech Bulldogs playing in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Give me the Chanticleers.
Give me Coastal Carolina. Tennessee and Illinois in the Music City Bowl in Nashville.
Boy, I hate to say this because it makes my blood boil, but give me the Volunteers.
And you're saying that because you're a Gator fan.
Yeah.
I said I was never going to pick against Tennessee, but what is this? The fighting Brett Bielema's, are they going to get away with it again? Technically, in technicality, it is kind of a home game for Tennessee, though.
Yeah, being not that far from Knoxville. Yeah.
Give me Illinois, though. USC, TCU, and the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio.
Is this the Trojans or is this South Carolina or is this the Gamecocks?
Southern Cal.
Yeah, give me the Trojans.
Give me Southern Cal. New Year's Eve day, we've got, oh boy. It's our favorite little gnat. Brad knows what I'm talking about exactly.
It's got to be the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's got to be.
Yep. The 23rd ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. They get 8-4 against the 10-2 Vanderbilt Commodores.
Ooh.
In the ReliaQuest Bowl.
That's in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. That used to be the Outback Bowl. You know what? Give me Vandy. That's a tough pick. And I picked both of those. Give me Vanderbilt. I think it'll be closer than a lot of people think.
I think it's going to be low scoring. Whoever has the ball last. Give me Vandy. And you know what? Saying that, we could both be wrong. Iowa somehow could score 30 points and win this game. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl between Arizona State and Duke.
Well, like I said, Virginia screwed the pooch. Duke's the one who made everything a mess. Give me the Blue Devils. Why not? Why not?
Give me Duke and Darian Mensah. Oh, well, there's an interesting stat about Texas and Michigan in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. And I saw this, and I don't know if you've seen it yet. Texas is going to be without 20 scholarship players for the Citrus Bowl.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, okay.
Opt-outs and guys entering the portal.
Give me Michigan then. If that's the case, give me the Wolverines.
And this isn't this where we're going next year?
Yes.
Not Texas, but we're
Michigan.
going to Ann Arbor next year.
Yep.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we just spoiled where we're going next year. If you didn't already know,
Michigan,
which I don't know how you. Yep, which I don't know how you didn't already know that. And you know, as much as it just like with you in Tennessee, as much as it pains me as an Ohio State fan, I reluctantly I'm gonna choose Michigan. Then watch. Texas is gonna use this as bulletin board
material. Yep.
And they're gonna say, oh, these two guys on the Saturday Night Lights podcast, college football, said that Michigan was gonna beat us. And why don't we use that as fuel? It's not like we haven't had that happen to us before.
Yep. No, it's happened to us many times.
Because I think there's either coaches or players of these teams that watch the show and we don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they secretly take clips from our show and they bring it in the film room, or they forward it to the coach and say, here, coach, look at this clip from this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska and Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl. And this is the last game as the head coach of Utah for Kyle Whittingham.
He's retiring, right? Is that what was announced?
Supposedly, that's what. But people are trying to say, oh, he's doing this so he could take the Michigan job. Just get over it. You've struck out, and we're going to talk about that in after this. Who's
Give
the
me
next
Utah
Michigan
in
head
his
coach?
last game. Give me Utah in his last
Give
game.
me Utah. Yeah, give me Utah. Okay. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. All I've heard the last 3 days from Miami fans is, oh, Ohio State hasn't seen any 5 stars. They haven't seen any good 4 stars. Indiana doesn't count. Your defense is soft. Ohio State's defense is soft. We're going to beat Ohio State 31-21. First of all, Miami fans, you ain't going to score more than 20 points on Ohio State's defense.
I think the team that scored the most against them is the only team that beat them. And
Which was Indiana.
And they only scored 13. So where are you going to get? Where are they getting 31 out of that? But that's beyond me. No, you only scored what, 13 against Texas A&M? Was the
10.
10.
And they got lucky. If A&M, because I looked at stats and I think A&M went like 1 or maybe 2 for 5 on 4th down.
Yeah. Yep.
If they convert a couple of those 4th downs, you're looking at A&M winning that game.
Correct. The only way that Ohio State loses is if they shoot themselves in the foot with penalties and turnovers, which that Ryan Day's not going to let that happen, in my opinion. So
no, and he's taken over play calling from Heartline.
Yeah.
So Miami, and did you see what Jeremiah Smith said? He's like, oh, we have something coming for them in the Cotton Bowl. Because he's from Miami. And I guess Miami never offered him a scholarship, whatever they call it. So that adds more fuel to the fire. Miami, you done messed up. Give me Ohio State, and I don't think it's going to be close.
I don't think so either.
And Miami fans, clip this all you want. Neither of us care, because we both know Miami is going to find a way to crystal ball themselves out of this game.
Correct. Yeah,
they always do. They got lucky against, very lucky against Texas A&M. Now we get to New Year's Day, and we've got Oregon and Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl.
Give me the Ducks.
All I've been hearing from people, Texas Tech's going to surprise people. This is a neutral site game. This isn't Oregon playing at home. And Oregon gave up. Did you see how many yards Oregon gave up to James Madison?
I did not.
500 yards.
Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah, they can't do that against Texas Tech.
No. And they gave up 30, I think it was 34 points. Oregon has no semblance of a defense. Hey, don't let Oregon fans try to tell you they do. Because as I just told you, 34 points at 500 yards? Where's the defense? You can finish that sentence.
They don't have one.
It's not existent. Give me, and I know Oregon fans are probably watching this, and they're going to clip this, and they're going to send it to Dan Lanning. Give me Texas Tech. This is the other game that both of us think is probably going to be close. Indiana, Alabama, and the Rose Bowl. And judging by the spread, it's only Indiana -7. And I'm going to say this. I think Alabama got lucky too.
I'm gonna take the Hoosiers. I think
I'm also going to take Indiana.
they're the team of destiny. I think Indiana is the team of destiny. Yeah.
I think we're going to get a rematch in a national championship game. Indiana, Ohio State. And it's going to be a different result, though. Because if we know anything about Ohio State, and I don't know if you know this, they never lose to the same team twice. Unless your name is Michigan. Which they got over that hump this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. And then at 8 p.m. on New Year's night, Ole Miss, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Well, Lane Kiffin's gone. Give me Kirby Smart and the Dogs.
You know how much I despise the Dogs and how much we've talked about numerous times how much trouble they get off the field. And the trouble off the field doesn't end because they just had a couple more guys arrested. But Kirby does know how to coach. No Lane Kiffin. Give me Georgia. And then January 2nd, we've got the Armed Forces Bowl. Texas State and 5-7 Rice.
Wow, Rice got to a bowl game, huh? Okay.
Because of all the opt-outs.
I'll take Texas State. I don't bet on food.
Hey, you've learned something from me.
I
learned something from me, Brad.
I hate to be against my conference, but still, nevertheless. So
I hate. We never pick food on this podcast.
Yep.
Give me Texas State. Cincinnati and Navy in the Liberty Bowl.
Give me the midshipmen. They just
Scott Satterfield, I'm sorry. But give me Navy. Arizona, SMU in the Trusted Will Holiday Bowl.
give me the Mustangs.
You know what? This is going to be a good game. I want to take Arizona, but I'm going to take SMU. Wake Forest got to a bowl game. Wake Forest and Mississippi State in the Duke. Oh, boy. Our least favorite bowl game. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. And we'll explain why in a second. But first of all, who are you picking?
Give me Mississippi State.
I'm also going to take Mississippi State. And now, would you care to explain why we don't like the Duke's Mayo Bowl?
Because the winning head coach gets dumped mayonnaise on him. That's a tradition in that bowl game. I'm a mayonnaise fan myself, but I don't want that stuff dumped on top of me because that stuff is sticky and it's slimy and it doesn't go very well when it gets heated. No, I would be like, no. Well, I'd say dump the mayo on me, guys, then dump the Gatorade on me to wash it all away
Yeah.
after. Give me the water or the Gatorade after the mayo bath. So yeah.
And then the last one we've got is Monday, January 5th, the FCS National Championship, Montana State and Illinois State.
My partner will be at that game on the website that for NGSC Sports. He will be there live covering that game. Give me Montana State.
Give me Montana State as well. And we are going to wrap up the show talking about the Michigan head coach opening. And we are both going to give our list of the three coaches we think should take the Michigan job. And Bradley, have at it. You go first.
I'm gonna go with the interim coach that they have now. Promote him. I think that might be something that they might end up doing.
Jesse Mentor?
Yeah, I think that they have to make a splash because again, when you have Ohio State, you got Ryan Day. You got to make a splash. It's not going to be some hole in the
They
wall
keep trying to say
coordinator.
Dan Lanning.
It won't be some hole in the wall coordinator. They're going to have to go out and get somebody, a big name.
Gruden?
I mean, that name has been floated around, but a lot of them. You could put John on I'd put John on my list.
So you have Gruden, Poggi, and Mentor.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna say Poggi number one, and I did a video like this for my pod I do for college football. I did Poggi, Derek Mason, who somehow is still employed at Middle Tennessee, Jesse Mentor, and Ryan Grubb, who's the offensive coordinator at Bama. Ultimately, I think the guy they're going to hire, they're going to give Poggi I'm not going to say an extension, but they'll give him a 1 year deal, and they'll revisit this in the next coaching cycle because I'm going to make a bold prediction right now for the 2027 coaching cycle. I think Dabo Swinney might get let go by Clemson. Because there was talks of it happening this year if Clemson didn't turn it around, which they did. But I think Clemson's going to want to go in a younger direction and get somebody in there that wants to use the portal because we both know that Dabo, he refuses
To use a portal.
Yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, Bradley, I'm assuming we have no show tonight.
Yeah, no show tonight. We're going to be on next Monday on a special night. We're going to do Monday night. But yeah, no show. We'll be back. And then the show in a couple next week, guys, will be, I wanted to give my guys a chance to give their, the best in sports this year and the worst in sports this year. Make a list, compile a list, 3 or 3 for each, whatever it might be. And we'll talk about that for the first part of the show. And then we'll go through bowl picks and stuff like that on the show, but it'll be on the 28th. I think it's the Monday or 29th. I think it's the
29th, Tuesday.
Yeah. But yeah, I will be, I'll be back with Alec next week as well. So yeah.
But no. I think we talked about we will be back with Saturday Night Lights. We will be back January 5th with our thing, and it will be the Around the Diamond podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We will be talking about baseball exclusively starting in January. And then, of course, when college football comes back around, get ready. You'll see us in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And September for Michigan, Oklahoma. But for the Saturday Night Lights podcast, that'll do it for the 2025 college football season. We will see everybody for the 2026 college football season. In January, we will see everybody for the 2020. I believe it's 6 MLB season.
Yes, that will be correct. 2026. Yep, correct.
So we will see everybody then. Have a wonderful Christmas, everybody, and a wonderful New Year.
Happy holidays, everybody. See you guys soon.